Welcome to the Clearsound show. My name is Derek Kelly, and I am honored to be joined by Michael Santiago of the Clearsound team. Michael also owns his own business, Arise & Co., and he is really focused, similar to my heart, of helping people get clear on websites, on branding, and on development that really gets their message out. So, Michael, you and I both really have a large value for helping people not just stand out from the noise, but recognize how to connect with their audience, right? The goal of this podcast is to really help people, one, connect with their audience, two, learn how to grow their business, and three, stand out from the noise because the world is loud. And so you've done that for such a long time. I've done that for the past 10 years. When I have a lot of SEO questions, you're often the guy I say, hey, give me some feedback. You've taught me a lot of what I know. You've taught me a lot of the ways we serve clients now. And you've done a lot of the back end development for many of the websites we built. And so what I wanted to do today is talk with you about maybe this SEO conversation is complex for someone, right? It's a pretty deep topic, but how can we help those who are listening learn some basics of search engine optimization? That's what SEO means. And how can we help them just have some simple things to get started, right? So they can connect with their audience and stand out from the noise. So, Michael, one of the things you told me a long time ago was the importance of a Google My Business profile, right? When anybody searches you on Google, boom, there it is. It shows your reviews, it shows your photos, it shows your services. Why is that important for someone who's listening today? What's the importance of a Google My Business profile?
Man, Derek, first off, thank you for having me on. It's exciting. And you definitely have me beat as in regards to your tenure, 10 years. That's really solid.
Yeah.
But it's twofold, right? Because our business operates virtually, right? So we don't have an actual business location, a physical address. We have a PO box, but we're not there. And so with Google Business Profiles, the best kind of benefit that you're going to get from that would be when you actually have a physical location for your business. And why is it important to just have one? First off, it's free. Second, Google, I mean, come on. This is the conglomerate of all searches. It's like what, billions and billions of searches a day. And so why would you not want to be there, especially when someone types in something like dentist near me? Your results, when you type that in, are going to pull off business profiles that have been made with Google. And so it's one of the simplest things to really ramp up your business, especially if you have a physical location. If you don't have a physical location, it's still beneficial because people can still find you, although you may not be prioritized heavily on the near me side because you would be a virtual, which means you would just have a general service area as opposed to a direct location. But Derek, you know me, I like to give some examples. So let's say my name is Debbie and I make pies, right? And so I have a physical location. And so I'm right here in Orlando, Florida. So let's say that I am Debbie making some pies and I have a physical location in Orlando. If I do not have a business profile, if there was someone by the name of Sam who was craving some delicious blueberry crumble pie, right? And I, as Debbie, offered that, but I do not have a business profile. When Sam goes in his phone, Google Maps, hey, pies near me, blueberry pies near me, they're going to find my competitors. They're not going to find me because I am not listed as a business profile on Google Maps. And so I just lost one customer, but there's multiple Sams. There are multiple people that may want to eat a pie, right? And that goes into so many different industries. And so just get it. You just have to get it. It's very simple. Maybe Derek, you'll share the link on your comment description or something, but this is something that is a requirement.
Yeah, and Michael, you went deep so quick in the sense of like, it really determines, okay, are you a physical location? Are you a digital location? And if so, even if you are a service-based business that may not have a physical location, you still benefit. And Michael started to get into those kind of keyword differentiators. So what a keyword is, just a word that somebody's typing into Google and yet you want to be found by. So he's talking even about simple optimizations you can make to that profile once you set it up to make sure the words inside of there say pies near me, right? We've
Yes.
worked with a local chiropractor. We make sure that all her services, since she does have a physical location, say chiropractor near Grove City, Pennsylvania, chiropractor near Orlando, Florida, right? Wherever she is physically, we make sure that the language on her Google My Business profile, and we'll get here in a moment, but also on her website, match that. So, really simply, Google offers this to you for free. All you need to do is when you're logged into your Gmail account, or if you have a professional Google My Business account, a professional Google Workspace account, it's really simple. You just say Google Business Profile, boom, you set it up, and there's lots of resources, and we want to be one of them to help you optimize and do that well. So, some really simple ways to do that, things we've talked about before. A free tool is Google Keyword Planner. Now, what is that? That's
Yes.
inside of Google Ads, right? So you're like, oh, I don't know much about Google Ads. Again, a free account. And what you can do inside of Google Ads is just go to the Keyword Planner tool and start to search for some of these terms. Okay, blueberry pies near me. Okay, that has 2,400 people searching for it a month. Great. What can I do with my Google business, my profile, and on my website to help people find me? So these are just a few techniques that you can get started. And what's the value? Let's back up a minute. What's the value of search engine optimization? I'm sure people hear this, you hear that term SEO. I have a few people that work with me that I tell them, I said, hey, what do you tell your family they do? They say, oh, I help people rank on Google, because they don't even know what the term SEO means. And so we can get down a deep rabbit hole, but in simplicity, it's helping you be found on Google. And so, Michael, anything else besides what I've said so far in terms of setting up that free Google My Business profile, in terms of using the Google Keyword Planner, any other just tips that you may give somebody who's brand new to this process of SEO?
Making sure that your website is optimized for SEO in the first place. So I think we run a little bit too fast when we're thinking, okay, you know what? I'm starting my small business. I have my website up. I have all these things. I want to rank on Google right away. And I've had prior clients that have paid like $400, $500 a month and all these things on a captive contract that ultimately served them no good because their websites weren't optimized for SEO in the first place. I say that to say, make sure that with your website, there are free tools. If you use Google Chrome, which most people use Google Chrome on their computers, there are free Chrome extensions available to you that you can type in something like SEO. Trying to think of one name that comes up right away, and that would be it has this detailed SEO extension. If you type in detailed SEO extension, install that, and what you can do is put in your website, go into that detailed SEO extension on your Chrome bar, and it'll actually tell you, okay, how's your title? Do you have a meta description? Is your URL indexable? Are there proper heading tags, right? I'm getting into some technical jargon here, but the thing is, you as a business owner have to know that these things are in place, because that could be the difference between you having 0 to 10 to 100 customers or potential customers and prospects coming into your website monthly, as opposed to 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and onward. And we all know, Derek, that's a huge jump. That's a huge difference. And if I'm in business, I'm trying to increase my revenue. And so I want to make sure that these heading tags, all these things are properly optimized. And so I would first recommend check your website. Whoever is doing it, whether it's you, whether you are hiring someone to do it, or maybe you've hired someone and you're left with something, but it's not being maintained, right? Like, you want to make sure that they did a good job. And so check out that free extension. This is no sponsorship. This is literally free. And there are things out there that can already do these kind of free checkups on your website. But then when it comes to actually changing them, that's where you'll need some assistance if you don't know how to get your hand around those kind of things. And that's where Clearsound can help you.
Yeah. And really, honestly, it's really about audience building, right? The big ABCs that we teach here at Clearsound are: you need a clear audience, you need clear branding, and you need clear communication, right? If you know how to build an audience and you can present yourself clearly, your brand, and you can communicate and deliver a clear message, your audience is going to connect with you and your business will grow. That will allow
Yes.
you to stand out from the noise and create a clear sound. And so often, there's lots of different ways that we're going to talk about throughout this podcast on how to build an audience. But this is one way to build an audience is search engine optimization. And we've often seen for clients who want to run ads, those things are really valuable and relevant. And we'll probably talk about them in future content. But search engine optimization, the benefit of it, one of my favorite things, if we go back up to the higher level conversation, is that a lot of that content, let's say you make some optimizations now, a lot of that content's still relevant for the next 3 months, the next 6 months, right? You take time now to invest in your website, and you may have to tweak it in 6 months to a year, but that content stays relevant, right? And so that's just about 1, 2, 3 of the things to think about. A Google My Business profile, number one. Number two, the importance of having a few keyword tools, like we talked about Google Keyword Planner and the detailed keyword research tool that Michael just talked about. And then number three, knowing what it looks like to move forward and have clarity on what keywords are on your website so you can rank well. And if you're like, man,
Yes.
Derek, I've got all of that down, great. The next thing I would encourage you to do is get into some content around keywords. And so I know we just gave a lot in the past 12 minutes, but Michael, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me and just giving a quick deep dive into what SEO is and keeping it simple. I think the biggest pain point here is people think, I need SEO. I don't really know what SEO is. I know I need to do it. And we have the same conversation around social media, right? I know I need to be on Facebook. I know I need to be on YouTube. I know I need to be doing X, Y, or Z. But we teach that you need a clear strategy behind those things. And you started to give that strategy, right? If you had to leave somebody with one step that they should take today out of those three things, whether it's a Google My Business profile, optimizing their website, or using the keyword research tools, do you feel like there's one where you'd say, hey, take 2 hours after you're watching this video, set 2 hours aside this week and really take action? Where would you encourage someone to start?
Because of the different demographics where some may
Mm-hmm.
fully benefit from a business profile while others may not completely benefit from a business profile due to having a PO box or virtual address, I would say the keyword planner is
Yeah.
quite possibly the biggest key because of the difference between. I had a contractor the other day, air conditioning, and they're like, oh, I want to rank for air conditioning and all these things. However, there was a particular keyword that he thought people were searching, but they
Mm-hmm.
were not searching
Yeah.
that particular keyword. And in
Yeah.
fact, it was typed in differently. And because of that
Yeah.
difference, that meant the difference between him ranking for that as opposed to ranking for what people are actually searching. And actually looking that up on the keyword planner will be able to
Yeah.
help you. And now there are other tools, however, though the keyword planner, it's even though it's coming from Google, there are a lot, I would say, better tools available out there that are at a premium. And this is where things like agencies, right, Clearsound, can come in and have the strategy and have these things established in order to actually tell you and inform you, hey, these are the kind of keywords that you need to rank for, right? And so although they can do that themselves on the keyword planner, it will be most effective when you have someone by your side that is specialized at this. So you're having a better bang for your buck. I would say
Yeah.
definitely focus on that.
Yeah. And you and I were sitting with a client the other day who's in the industrial space, and they were asking me questions like, hey, what do we put on the menu of our website based on what people are searching for? And I pulled up some of the research tools we have, and I said, wow, this one keyword, not a lot of people are competing for it. And it's the most searched keyword that there is for some of your products. That's what you should name your header, like the menu on your website. That's what you should name your pages. That's what you should get into content, right? So it really gives you that overview of, wow, what is my audience looking for and how do I meet their need? It's very simple business in the sense of it's how do I meet a need? What are my customers searching for and how do I meet them where they are?
If you
Yeah.
just start with these very like simple things that we just described, and I
Mhm.
say simple, obviously, because I've dealt with that, right? So it may not be
Right.
simple for you. And so I don't mean
Right.
to talk down at
Yeah.
all whatsoever. However, I just say just start, because with SEO, there's so much more than what we're talking about here, right? We haven't even
Right.
gone into how easy is a keyword rankable for, right? Will my website be able to even rank for a keyword that's a higher difficulty? These are some things that in the onset, don't worry about right away. Focus on getting that business profile if you don't already have it. Focus on getting reviews into that business profile, right? Sharing
Yes.
that link with people to get reviews, build up that reputation. Keyword planner, I mean, you name it. Everything that you covered here today, Derek, definitely something
Yeah.
that you just have to start.
Yeah. Awesome, Michael. I hope to have you on again. I'm sure we'll talk more. And guys, we'll see you on the next episode.